Hey guys, Todd here again with HobbyLink Japan, and today we're going to take a look at another new release from Bandai in their hobby division lineup. So this is kind of a different than usual review because I'll be doing the review for the model kit half of this, and then Dave's going to come on later and talk about the Tamashii Girl that matches with this to do a set, and then we both should be back to see the two combined. So it's going to be maybe a bit longer than usual. So this is something that something new Bandai is trying. They've never really done this before, and this is kind of interesting. So I mentioned, if you guys also watch our Gunpla TV when we looked at the preview, once this just came into stock, we kind of talked about it a little bit. But about a year, I believe a year, maybe has it been? I think it was about a year ago, Bandai combined, or actually it has been 2 years ago, right? That's besides the point. But Bandai combined their Bandai Hobby division, which is the division that makes Gundam plastic model kits and all of the other plastic model kits. And they also have another division that was the one that does like s.h.figuarts and all of the collectible figures, the stuff that comes pre-made, pre-painted from the factory, just like any other kind of just a figure that you would buy and open it up and put it on your display shelf. So Bandai combined those two different departments, hobby and the collector's lineup, and they made a new company, which they are a new department, which they're calling Bandai Spirits. And also at that time, used to be Bandai on the Gundam boxes, the Bandai logo here on the bottom right would be red, but after they combined it and made the Bandai Spirits, they changed the color and now it is in blue, so there is that. So this release is kind of the first real collaboration, I would say, between those two departments, where we are getting part of it as a hobby release, something made here in Japan, and then the other half is a figure that is made in the s.h.figuarts, which is made in China. So combine the two and we get to make something new and fun. So first up, I'll be taking a look at the model Bandai Hobby part, which is the Soryumaru. So I had to look up what that means because we do have kanji. Let me see if I can get it on the camera here. So we do have kanji for this in Japanese. I looked it up and it means blue streaming circle. So there you have it. This thing is just a blue streaming circle. And why would it be called a blue streaming circle? Well, obviously this thing is blue, but you can see there on the box that this thing does combine with the figure part to make a really cool looking motorcycle bike. So I guess you've got a blue bike, and on the bike we've got a tire as well that moves. So maybe that's why this is streaming. Who knows? I do not know why they named it the way they did, but there you have it. All right, so let's just get into taking a look at the model kit itself. So this is part of the HG series. It says that on the box. So it's same size as an HG Gundam model kit, and the construction is pretty much identical as what you would expect for an HG model kit. Now, one thing I do appreciate that this kit has, or one of the features, is unlike some of the other HG kits, this one does not use any polycaps. So because it does not use polycaps, those polycap-less kits always tend to be a lot more stiffer, so they hold their poses better and they don't flop all over the place. Now, I do think this kit is just a bit taller than your standard Gundam. I do not have an HG RX-78 with me handy here, but this thing definitely would be a bit taller than that. Maybe not as tall as a Unicorn Gundam, I would think, though. But the articulation is pretty much about the same as well as what you would expect for a Gundam kit. Now, this is probably also some of the articulation that this can do is in order to enable it to be able to transform into that bike mode. So we'll just take a look at all the different things that this kit can do. So the foot here, you see me playing with this. The foot has a really nice range of movement for that front toe. So a pretty standard, although I gotta say I'm not really the biggest fan of this style foot joint. We do see this from time to time in other Gundam kits. Am I able to pull this one out? It's in there pretty tight, but I'm not able to pull that out. I'm not going to bother, but yeah, it's just kind of two different it's a ball, two different halves, and each half has a peg on the outside of it. So that's all there is really to that but I mean it's adequate. It's adequate enough, and we are able to see you can really bend that foot from side to side, and you are able to get some really decent range of movement, considering that is just a really simple kind of ball connector there. The knee is also double jointed, so that is great to see. Now on the leg as well, we have this kind of spoiler type thing that has a joint to it, so that is able to articulate as well as the kind of the ankle guard. This is on a movable joint, so that can move around a bit as well. Now the hips are on ball joints as well. This is a really flexible kind of hip style joint, so that gives it a nice range of movement right there. And you can see, let me see, so yeah, inside of the hip joint too, it's also kind of pulling out a bit, so I'm not actually positive that it's supposed to be able to do that, but that does provide a little bit extra movement as far as the hip being able to move the leg back and forth, so that is kind of cool. So the legs, as far as the hip go, that is pretty nice. And you have here the kind of the side skirts, and they do have a little door. Let me see if I can open this up. So this is going to open up here on the side, so you have that there. Whoops, I just popped that one off. So let's take a look at the hips. So you can see in the center there for this hip, it does have a circular joint. So this is going to be able to give you a pretty nice range of movement there as far as the waist section goes. And this is also connected to your kind of standard, just a little peg joint there in the waist to be able to turn it around. So that is pretty nice. Your head is on your standard type of, about pretty much the same as what you would expect from a HG kit. So the arm and the shoulders is pretty decent shoulder joint here. Able to rotate that around because there's no giant shoulder armor on the top there. It's not going to be hindered like we see in a lot of the Gundam kits that have that giant shoulder armor up there. So that's pretty nice, I have to say. And the elbow joint is also double jointed, which is great. And the hand itself is your standard ball joint type of thing. So this kit also I want to mention, for the hands, you are only given this option here with the closed fist. It does not include any kind of open jazz hand style or like a trigger finger. So you'll just have to make do with the hands that comes on it. The kind of shoulder armor here, this is has a bit of a swivel joint to it, so you are able to position this shoulder joint around as well. Whoops, I'm dropping a piece there. Also, we've got these kind of big looking shield type things on the back. This is something that's going to come in more use, more handy one in the bike form, I do believe. But these things also have a joint between the arm and the shoulder itself, so these can pivot around. I think you could probably put it in the front if you would like to do it that way. So that is quite cool. Let's take a look at what he also comes with. Alright, so let's take a look at the other options that this kit comes with, and we will start off with its main weapon. Did it give this thing a main weapon? What did they call it? It just says a sword and a matchlock gun type weapon, so there is no specific name for it, but yeah, it is kind of an older style matchlock type of gun. And you might be wondering, wait a second, but where is the sword? And that is going to be inside the gun itself, so that's kind of cool. There's a slot in the back of center of the gun that you are able to store the sword in, so that way you're not going to lose it later. So you connect the two and it looks like that, but if you would like to equip it onto his hand, then you can pull that off and you should be able just to slide right into his closed fist there. And as well as the matchlock gun, you will have to take off that back handguard, but this thing has a swivel to it, so you are able to position this, I guess, if you want to make it look like that. Hey, you can do that. So kind of a cool looking matchlock gun plus sword combining weapon here. Let me slide that back in. So there's that. Now also you get the wheel. So the wheel itself is able to spin, and that is kind of cool. And you can see all the stickers around here that have to be put into those on both sides. Now I'm going to talk about the stickers, and my not quite so much love for these stickers in a second here, but let's take a look. So yeah, this thing spins around. This top part, it also has the ability to rotate around. So of course, being a bike, you probably would like to have your tire be able to turn a little bit. And these kind of fin type things on the top are also on a swivel, so you can position them around. So one kind of cool thing about this wheel type of dealie is on the back side here, you'll notice there are these holes, and on his arm here, he does have a peg. And that gives you, whoops, I keep popping off that side skirt there. That gives you the ability here to, you can equip this tire just like you would a shield on a Gundam kit. So he has a tire for a shield. Now, if I had a tire for a shield, it's not something that would really scream, that's going to protect me quite well, I would imagine. Take one bullet and that thing's going to pop on you, and that's going to be a bad day for you, I would imagine. But it looks cool on this model kit, so there is that. All right, so let me talk about the stickers now. So on this tire, we had those cool stickers. And now I will praise the fact that these stickers are kind of like a foil type, different than Bandai's usual foil stickers. And you can see we got stickers here on the top of the knee, and these golden parts here, as well as up here on the chest, and two little dots, as well as this giant one on the kind of antenna. I guess that's one thing I did mention to talk about, is the styling for this kit. It does mention that on the box as well. So this is a very kind of Japanese styled unit here. So they took a lot of artistic cues from like samurai style designs, and that's where the looks for this thing comes with. So this whole kind of dual kit thing, this is all just an original new design. It's not part of any previous series as far as I am aware. I think it's just something that they created. Probably Bandai, I imagine Bandai had the idea, hey, let's do a collaboration between the two departments. Maybe it's like a test to get the two departments to work together in some format. So we might be seeing more of these type of things in the future. I have to wonder. Now the Gundam, they already do kind of do something with the high resolution kits where you have that inner frame, which is manufactured in China, and I'm assuming the Bandai Collector's line is the one that kind of helps them get those frames made. So there is already that, and so now we get this one. So who knows what other kind of collaborations we are going to see here in the future. But back to the stickers. Now I do have some gripes. I have two gripes about these stickers. Let me show you the sticker sheet. So this is this kind of, we've seen this style of sticker sheet before on other kind of Gundam kits. Now there are these white and the black lines, and you can, let me show off the back of the manual here. So it does show here, so like if you want, you can put these stickers on the side. Here's a preview of what it looks like in the bike format. You can put them on the shields as well. Now it doesn't call out when you're building. When you're in the middle of building it, it doesn't point out that you need to put those on. So this is something you'll have to do afterwards if you would like to. So there's that. It's got, that's kind of cool. One of the stickers is HG, s.h.figuarts, and you got the Tamashii Nation's kind of heart with the lightning bolt thing symbol there. That's really, really cool. But now over here we have, these are those metallic kind of foil stickers that the manual actually does call out for you to equip in the middle of building this. Now, one side here, this has these tire stickers in blue, and there's also a set here in the red. So I'm kind of curious, the figure, I haven't seen the figure part itself yet, so the figure might need these. I'm wondering if the tire on the figure part isn't equipped with the red sticker, so you might have to put those on later. But these stickers, now I have two kind of gripes with these stickers. Now my first gripe with these stickers, it might be more weather related than anything, because right here in Japan now, it's in the middle of winter. Now, I grew up in California. California, the winters are more humid, whereas the summer is dry, but it's the opposite here in Japan. The winters are really dry, but the summers are just horribly humid. But in dry weather, there tends to be quite a bit more static electricity. And when I was working with these stickers, now these stickers are also, these foil type stickers, they're also very, very thin. So one problem I noticed having with these stickers is I tend to use a toothpick to kind of position the sticker, so I try not to use my fingers much when I'm working with stickers, because your finger will always have an oil on the bottom, or an oil on it. So I always try to use some kind of device that does not contain any body oil on it, so that I'm not going to contaminate the stickers or have any kind of contaminant between the sticker and the surface of the kit when I apply them. But with this kit and these really thin stickers, maybe because it is metallic, I noticed I had one problem where, like, because of the static electricity, as soon as I would kind of get the sticker a bit close to the kit itself, just the kit would just like pull that sticker down onto it. Like, I couldn't position it before and get it in the right position. Like, as soon as I got it a little bit close to the kit, just like the static electricity, I guess, on the kit itself just like sucked that sticker down. So that kept on giving me some trouble with that, not being able to get it correctly positioned as I would have liked. Now, there's one more problem with that. These stickers, because they are very thin, when you go to try to pull them off, usually with a thicker stick, you don't really have to worry about it so much. You're able to pull it off and it's not going to really damage the sticker. But gosh, these stickers, like, as soon as it gets down onto the kit, and if you ever try to pull it off, because it's so thin, it does kind of leave like a permanent crease. So here we can take a closer look, if we can, at this knee. You can see that crease there in the center. But yeah, gosh, if you get one of these stickers positioned incorrectly and you need to go to try to pull the thing up and reposition it, it leaves a crease on there, and that just kind of drove me nuts working with this thing. And especially this one here on the V-fin, because you got all these different holes, this one's a bit more tricky to line up. So yeah, the stickers kind of gave me a little bit of trouble with this kit. So, but it might depend where you live and whatnot. So I don't know. That was just my experience with this kit. All right, so another thing I do want to mention about this kit is the hobby kit does include a action base here. So it comes with, now I cut out the bottom part, and this is the first time I've ever seen this color for an action base. This is the action base 5. Here are all the arms. So you get a standard, a full-on fret for the action base 5. Now this is also kind of nice that they give you this full fret, because you only get one of the bases. However, in the instruction manual here, let's take a look at it here. So you can see here all of these X's. These are parts that you're not going to be using for the action base on this kit. So if you have other action bases, then you're going to get a number of spares. And that's always nice to have extra pegs and spares for your action bases. So that is quite nice, I do have to say. Okay, now I think I have gone on quite long enough about this kit. Let's get Dave in here to come talk about the girl figure part of this. What was her name? Tamashii Girl Aoi. So I guess her name is also Aoi. What is that? Blue, I believe. So, all right, let's take it away, Dave.
Hey guys, continuing on from Todd, here we have the Tamashii Girl Aoi, and this is a HG s.h.figuarts figure. This is to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of Bandai Spirits with this new figure, a collaboration between their collector's division and their hobby division. It's crazy poseable. I'll show you that in a minute, but it's really poseable, and also, as Todd has said, it can be combined with the Soryumaru to make an awesome type of bike combo figure. So she comes with herself, a stand, 2 parts that you put on the back and that help it convert into that bike hybrid, and a shamisen. Now this is a weapon, but it's modeled after the Japanese shamisen, which is a stringed instrument. So let's have a look at the girl, Aoi. Now I notice her eyes are blue and black, and maybe that's got something to do with Bandai Spirits colours. Her head's fully poseable with the neck piece, which is nice. Joints that can go all the way around. You only get 1 pair of hands, same on both sides. The bust moves slightly, and the waist also moves slightly. Let's get rid of that stand. You've got ball joints down here, and these actually, just like any other kit, if you push it too much, they will come out. But that's nothing to worry about. She's got great range of flexibility. This is good. And down here, goes around very nicely and bends on the knee joint. And this also moves like that. So looking at her, she's got the Tamashii Nation's signature like logo in the middle, which is nice. And the colors suit that logo and the Tamashii Nation's type of look. I do notice that she is quite slim for a normal girl kit or a girl figure. The posability is great, and I type of like her better than the Figma posabilities, to be honest. So let's go ahead and see if we can transform her. Okay, so there we go, the first transformation. I found this back piece here to be very finicky, and it annoyed me a lot. Not gonna lie. You've really got to get that T-joint in, but the basic premise of it, I'll just show you here, is that one, you put the first back piece on at the top, then you have to flip the wings round of the second so they go underneath, flip that over and put it on in the T-joint. The T-joint has to go in really well there. The hardest part is to get this shamisen to lock in without hitting the back part off. I managed to do it, but my God, that really annoyed me. But anyway, nice end result. I mean, it didn't take me too long, but still, come on. Make sure this back pit, it's really annoying. So that's that. So yeah, two pieces, they basically plug in, and then you've got to manage to get this shamisen to hook in underneath with the ability of her arm going over without knocking that back piece off. So I managed to do it, but it wasn't the most pleasant experience. Armor, this is the armor mode. And next, this figure without Todd's, it is the Ichirinsha mode, so the unicycle mode, so she can actually ride this. So I'll get that done now. That took only a little bit of time. Now the manual's not very easy to read because it is in black and white and the angles just are a bit hard. You've got to do a lot of swapping up the rotation of these things around. So after you've done these rotation moves, you then have to take the top off the shamisen and put it in a peg to make sure it goes in her back. Then you hook her legs. You hook her legs around this centerpiece and put them on the bottom. And her hands go in little bits on these type of like wing things. So, like, I actually found this a little bit complicated to follow. So what I did is I just looked at the box at how they'd positioned her here, and I just mimicked it. And if you do it that way, then you can just type of rotate things however they need to go. She doesn't, apart from these bits going up and down, and maybe her arms being able to move a bit with these, there's not actually much rotation or movement that you can do. I've got her on the stand here, which is just some pincers in her back, and you actually do have to make that yourself. But a notable thing is that even though it's on the stand now, you could play around with it because this does move. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. As you can see, these bits move. Everything moves slightly. I mean, obviously her head still moves. But, you know, if you want this position, it's typed of more of a static one. So there you have it. You have this unicycle mode. You have the battle mode when she's holding the shamisen. And then there are another two modes that Todd will go into. So there's a bike mode, and they call it A mode and B mode. One she's riding on it, and the other one she's riding inside of it. So let's take a look at that.
All right, so hey Dave.
Yo!
It's been a while since I think we've been on a review video together here.
Nah, first time.
First time, so yeah, this is just like Bandai collaboration. This is the first time for many different collaborations. So you did the review, thanks for doing the review on this Aoi girl, so that looks quite nice.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say, just my initial impressions, that Maybe because I'm just a fan of Bandai Hobby and I just love the plastic so much. I gotta say the plastic that they use on the model kit just looks more impressive to me than the plastic on the s.h. Figuart kits, especially here in the red parts.
Yeah, I'm wondering now, because I see on your wheel you've got blue stickers, I think they are.
I do, and I mentioned that in my review. I was kind of wondering about that, because at that time I had not actually seen your girl kit.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, so on the stickers that I talked about, how much I love these stickers. You do have the red stickers for the other wheel. So yeah, just as I thought that might have been the case, and I mentioned that in my part of the review, but yeah, the figure girl kit does not have the stickers on her wheel. So
yeah, and they weren't in the box either.
Not in the back. So if you would like to have the sticker, if you only buy the girl, you're not going to be able to get the stickers. So you're going to need to buy both of these in order to have like the full complete set type thing. So there is that. Now I notice also your girl kit comes including a stand. So both of these kits have display stands, the different styles. I got the Action Base 5, and that's kind of your more standard traditional Tamashii figure style action base. So that is always quite cool to see, but she does look quite good. I do think I prefer the Fumina style Bandai Hobby girls to these figure arts though. But I mean the painting, how it's already pre-painted, that is kind of nice. Oh, I love that Tamashii Nation's
that's cool,
mark on her belt there. So that's kind of cool. And I mean it is pre-painted, which is not something you get on the action figure line. So that is kind of nice. But I mean, just being a fan of the hobby, that's the type of stuff that I would just rather prefer to do on my own than have somebody in a factory do it for me. All right, Dave, so there is something we need to do with these two, and there's going to be an A mode and a B mode. So it's not wanting to really focus on that manual there, but here we go. So let's convert it first into the A mode. What do you say?
Let's go.
Let's go. Alright, so now we got it set up in A mode, and Bandai Hobby and Bandai Collectors, the Tamashii line, they are now connected in this fruitful fusion of love. Doesn't that look awesome? So yeah, you can see her little knees dangling down under there. So right now the girl Aoi is kind of hiding in the center of the bike, and we rotate around. Actually, yeah, we're going to see her head there in a second here, and her hands, she's kind of covering her face. So yeah, that is quite an interesting look, kind of interesting transformation.
We don't claim that we've got it 100% sandwiched in. That was so hard.
It was a little bit tricky to get these two parts combined in this transformation mode, but I mean, I think it looks pretty. I think it's close enough. Yeah. Probably. You get this sitting on the shelf, probably at your home. Somebody's gonna walk in and be like, "What the heck is that thing?" It's quite, yeah, it's something. It's an interesting talking piece here, but yeah, you got the red and the blue, and that's gosh, I don't know what else to say but interesting. I need a thesaurus in here.
Yeah, I think you can move the wheel up a bit more if you want to, but it's on just one simple peg, and I don't want to risk this just completely falling apart. It's all sandwiched in with various connectors,
right?
And you move one of them, and sometimes something else is going to pop out. So you've got to have a bit of patience, but.
And I found on the hobby part, some of these connectors, there's like little tiny pegs to be able to connect like the shield onto the leg, but just they don't seem to really hold so well, as well as I would like, so. But anyway, Dave, there's one more transformation to do. Are you ready?
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. I've got to change my one again.
For the next transformation, whoever has the hobby part, the model kit line, there's literally just like one step, and that's just folding out the little flap on the side door. But other than that, I don't have to do anything. The rest of the transformation is all up to the transformation master, Dave.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Let's go. All right, so now we got it set up in which type was this? B?
B bike mode.
B bike mode. Okay, so now you can actually see her legs. They're resting on the rig list there. But yeah, no changes
have a hand
for the
in
hobby
there,
one.
actually.
Well, the hand should be on
Should
there.
be on that
You know, if you try to do it, she's going to pop right off. But yeah, there's a little handle on her wheel there, so it should be able to slot her hand in there.
No. Well, I got it on this side.
Okay, so this side we got it all set up properly. So yeah, there we go. B mode. She's in bike mode. She's ready.
Legs go on the mud guards.
Let's go on the mud guards here.
You can put them up if you want to make it look more eaglish.
Joints, yeah. So
her face, actually, though, this is all it goes, and it shows that in the pictures. She's like looking through the visor, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much kind of all this show here. We can show it off in the hobby manual, or the manual for the model kit. So we got the A and the B mode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, yeah, it's beautiful. Just a beautiful collaboration between the two departments. Hopefully we'll get some more of these. What do you say?
Yeah.
You down for another one? Maybe next time it'll be like a helicopter or a lolcopter.
I'm just glad I didn't have to put a kit together. Parts flying off.
Yeah, you just opened up a box kind of, hey, I've got the girl, and just kind of transform stuff. I actually had to build something. But at least when I did build something, I got this nice, beautiful Bandai Hobby Division instruction manual with English and Japanese on there. Unlike, did you want to show off the manual that comes? You showed
no
it?
Japanese.
No English, you mean?
Oh, yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, usually, but the Bandai collectors, they don't really need instruction manuals because you're not really putting something together.
It's just when you have to put it.
Yeah, Bandai Hobby department, you guys have much better instruction manuals than the collectors department, so you two should work something out where the Bandai Hobby people make all the paperwork for the Bandai collector stuff. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Would be good. All right, so yeah, both of these kits are now in stock as of February 2020 if you're watching this. So if you would like to order either of these, check out the links in the descriptions below. So the Aoi, as we mentioned before in the Gunpla TV episode, so this is a Bandai Collector's figure line. So unfortunately, unlike the model kit, which they can keep cranking out year after year, Bandai Collector figures, they kind of come, you get a chance to buy it when they're new releases, and then after that, you might get lucky if they do a reissue at some point. But yeah, if you want the Aoi girl figure, then you'll need to buy her soon. So be sure to get those orders in now if you would like to buy both of these and combine them together to make this beautiful piece.
Yep. I think that wraps it up.
I think so. All right, Dave, let's get going here.
Bye.